understand. But this was a trial which was done in a cow stable, and it shows also the effect how it is working in the soil. It's a trial which was done by Tech. It's the most important agricultural university in France, of course, in Paris. And we had cows mainly on the straw manure. There were 3 different ways of treating. We had the control without anything, of course. We had then this way where the Querterna was given at the beginning of the period in the stable, a part and a part at the end. And the last one they gave just in the end when they took out the manure. To make it more easy, you have the orange one, that's the control. The dark green one is the treated one from the beginning, and the light green one is just the treated manure in the end. And there you can see quite nice different effects when you want to start to use and to treat your manure. They took the manure out, everything equals 100, and then they measured after 1 month and after 2 months how many carbon, how many dry matter went away. And you can see if you don't do anything, you lose nearly a third of the dry matter in the air, and that you can see because your pile of manure is shrinking. So it's lost. If you start to use it from the beginning, you have a few losses, but after you see they are reducing from 19 to 17%, and we'll explain later why it's like that. And if you start in the end, of course you have the same losses because they need a bit of time to work the microorganisms, they're not so quick, but after 2 months the losses are stable. So we have 50% less carbon dry matter going away. And the same for the nitrogen. You can see if you start from the beginning that you can fix already after 1 month, and even after 2 months you have over 20% more nitrogen in your manure. If you do just in the end, or if you don't do anything, you have nearly 40% lost. And if you do in the end, you have a few losses, but after you can store it. And why is it like that? It's like that because you have a part of the microorganisms which are working already in the manure. And they transform all these mineral elements into organic, and then they are stored. And then one day they have finished their work, there's nothing to do anymore, so they start to fix nitrogen and carbon from the air, and they fix it also in the manure. That's why you can increase it. Yeah. Well, this was a French trial, but it's always like one trial is one trial, it's always a repetition, which can make the results more clear. And we have here a trial not so far from you, which was in the north of Germany, Schleswig-Holstein, by a advisor company in a chicken stable. Chickens are quite nice for these trials because they are quite short period in the stable, and they have 2 stables with good conditions. So they added the Querterna from the beginning when the chickens went in, and after a good month they went out and they took out the manure. 2 piles of manure. The green one is the treated one, the yellow one is the non-treated one. They rated it, they left it lying outside for a while, for 8 weeks, and after they rated it again. And you can see too that you lost, you could reduce the losses of the dry matter of the carbon. In this way too. This one was the treated one, this was the untreated one. It's also when you come to your manure, you can see that it's not smelling so much. When you dig in, you can see quite a nice fungi growing on top and also inside. And when it's raining, there's less water going through because the manure is more dry, it's like a sponge, so it keeps also the water and it keeps also the elements, they don't go away. And that you can see the next one because that's the analysis of it. Of course, there's more dry matter, there's more organic matter, that we got more nitrogen, less NH4, because it's transformed into organic one, but we have also more P, K, and G, and Ca. And that's not fair condition, so we couldn't do it. We didn't bring it there, it didn't go away with the water. When it rained, the water and the potatoes stored. And then the farmer look also after the ammonia content in the stable. We have the control stable, which was on a really good level because it had just 8 ppm of ammonia, which is really not that high. But you can see, even if you treat it, it's only 50%, so it will only up to 4 ppm ammonia. And that's very important because it's, especially the chickens, they are so close to the soil with their nose, so they smell all the ammonia all the time. So you get some health problems. They're close to dead animals sometimes. Also, they don't transform their food so good into meat because they have too much stress. And if you can improve that, what you can see outside in the manure, farmers, they are always a bit of patient, so they want to see something big. It's nice if you have already a slower manure, you can just look, take a spade and dig in it and smell it and look at the champignons and look at the fungus. And you can see outside it's quite developed already, it's transformed, so it means that the weeds can grow once, and everything which is grown once, it doesn't grow for a second time. So you have a less seed problem to